Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I want to talk about how an avoidant acts when they're terrified of losing you. And we're going to talk about this in a way where it's in the relationship. We've already discussed how they act when they're terrified that you're gone or they're hurt that you're lost after the breakup. But as a lot of you guys know, when you book a call with me, and I've told you this, it's better that you guys build up trust and connection and value towards each other while in the relationship. It's a lot harder for you guys, for me, to make the relationship work if you guys are already apart. It can happen, but it's a lot more difficult. When the relationship is already intact, we can really readjust those dynamics and make that relationship heal much, much easier. And we have talked about this. And if anyone wants to book a call with me so I can really help you with those specific challenges, and I don't judge you at all. Like I promise you, no matter all the specifics about your relationship, I promise I won't judge you. But all that I ask is that you tell me about it so that I know, so that we can make the most of your time and your money. But that is pinned in the comment section. And I really do think if you're struggling with something, I feel like it wouldn't hurt to at least give it a shot. I have the email one if you feel like that's a little bit more accessible for you. But the first one is they try and make you laugh to break the ice. Now, this one can actually be really annoying. And I see this a little bit more common with male avoidance, but it is with both male and female avoidance, fearful and dismissive, but just a little bit more common with male. What happens is maybe they made you upset. And rightfully so. You're upset about something and you have the right to feel that way. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. You're just maybe a little bit detached because you got hurt about something. You're not threatening anything, but they feel bad. They kind of feel that pull and they try and make you laugh. This might be a slight bit more common with fearful avoidance, but I don't actually know if that's true. Maybe like very slightly more common with fearful avoidance, but I have seen it with both. They try to make you laugh to kind of warm you up and also to check, okay, are you so upset you're going to leave, or can I still make you smile and make you laugh so I know you still like me? See, that part is more fearful avoidant. Like fearful avoidant coded, like how they would feel. But that doesn't mean that dismissive avoidants don't still have some of these behaviors as well. They just might not take it as seriously as a fearful avoidant will. The next one is if the avoidant is, it's almost like they tell you that they're trying, but normally they're going to say it like in frustration or argument. So I actually feel like an example might be better to really illustrate this point, because it's not something they're going to say randomly on a Sunday morning when you guys just woke up and you had like such an amazing Saturday and like a good morning. Like that's not going to happen. It's usually going to happen in like a tense time. And so let's say you guys got into a fight about the fact that maybe they didn't pick up the phone, or they forgot to pick up the phone, or they didn't tell you they were busy, and then you got confused and they feel kind of guilty because they've been improving on that and still their communication skills aren't that great, and you're angry, rightfully so. And what they do while your frustration builds, while their frustration builds, they say, I'm trying. They might even say, give me a break. I promise I'm trying. Or I wish you could see how much I'm trying. I wish that you would be more patient with me. I wish that you would be more easy on me. And why are they saying this? Are they saying this because they're saying you're a difficult person, you're difficult to deal with? No. What they're saying is, I don't want to face the consequences of losing you because you think I'm not trying. I am trying, and I'm going to get better, but I just want you to give me credit because I don't want you to get mad at me or leave me for something that I was going to give you at one point anyways. It's really important that you guys realize how important this is. When an avoidant says this, it is not just that they're terrified of losing you. It actually is even a sign they're changing. It's a sign that they're actually healing, even though it doesn't sound like it. It really is. They're starting to compromise. This is a sign of compromise. It's like a really small sign of compromise. I know avoidance can be really difficult. The compromise is like, I know, y'all, I understand. The bar is like on the floor. We already know that. However, it is true. This is still a sign of compromise. And it will show that not only are they changing, they're willing to fight for the fact that I'm a changed person. Saying I'm trying is very different from this is the way I am, deal with it, right? The first 6 months, a lot of avoidants do that. This is the way I am, deal with it. I don't want to change. Don't pressure me. Don't force me. This is the way I am. If you don't like it, you can get out. This is different. I am trying. I wish you could see that. It means that I'm trying. I'm going to change. Just give me more time. Okay. The next one is they notice when you're quiet or upset and they say, do you want to discuss something? They might even say, especially if they're fearful avoidant, are you okay? Are you mad at me? do you want to discuss something I've noticed is more common with dismissive avoidance? And usually what it is like, they kind of feel like, oh, are you bottling up something and you're going to break up with me? It's a very like accentuated example. It's not necessarily like that. However, somewhere, they really do feel like, oh, I don't want this to be bottling up. I don't want him to be mad at me. I don't want her to leave me, whatever it is, right? Whatever your gender is, apply that particularly. But they're feeling that they are afraid they're gonna lose you, basically. They're gonna act like that. And it's very indirect because a lot of times avoidants, they do suppress their feelings, but some avoidants are directly kind of embarrassed to show how much this means. Like they directly admit that in session. I've had patients like that where they don't want to really show their true fear because it's almost like they're afraid that if they show you how terrified they are, you might take advantage of that. And I know you wouldn't, but that's their fear, okay? The next one is they get noticeably more emotional when you do something clearly romantic after a difficult fight, okay? This one happens it will happen more often if you guys are in a very tense part of your relationship. Most couples have moments where it's a little bit more tense, like more negative, and then more positive. As the relationship progresses, those moments are less frequent, but it still happens, not all the time. But this is going to be more common. So if you don't see this one, it doesn't mean really anything. It's more like if you see this, it means something. But if you don't, it doesn't mean they're not terrified of losing you because this one is incredibly specific, okay? So let's just say you had a really big fight the night before, but this particular day you guys had a planned date. Maybe it's somebody's birthday. And so you guys almost like make sure to put your emotions away to make this day like really special. And during this time, you guys are very romantic. Maybe you try to hold hands. You try and put yourself in that romantic situation. You can clearly see that they almost have this like thought and the emotion of losing you. You know, you could even see like a small like glint in their eye, like a tear. And it sounds incredibly dramatic, but actually this is the very small window of where avoidance can even be more emotional than anxious preoccupied. This particular window, like an anxious preoccupied person would not do this typically. This is very avoidant coded. This is very much how avoidants behave. That small glimmer, you might not even see it. You might see them turn away. Maybe excuse themselves, I need to use the bathroom. But this is that particular moment where they're very emotional. It's where they clearly see, it's the feeling like I hate fighting with you. I feel so far away from you. But at the same time, I'm so grateful that we can have this space. And a lot of avoidants are actually deeply romantic inwardly. And so that's why it shows up usually if it's like a date is afterwards. It's like really specific, but you will see that. The next one is they clarify what you mean in case they take something wrong. They clarify what they mean. My head was all over the place. They clarify what they meant in case you take it wrong and potentially leave them. So let's just say they said, I need a moment to myself. They will clarify, that doesn't mean I don't want you to talk to me. It just means that I want you to talk about a different subject. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you have to leave. It doesn't mean that you don't have to call me. It doesn't mean that you have to leave my house, whatever it is. You can sit right next to me. We can watch TV. I just want to talk about something else. They really double down on what they said so that you don't get the wrong idea. The last one is they start doing something that you've been asking them to do. Let's just say you told them you really want them to stop doing dip tobacco, whatever it is. And they have been pushing you, fighting you for that for whatever reason. But now, as the relationship progresses, they start thinking, you know what? I don't want to do dip anymore. I'm tired of doing this. I understand that my partner just doesn't want me to, my health to decline. So let me stop doing that. Maybe you start seeing them research how to stop the nicotine addiction, or they want to stop doing certain things. They're starting to look into that more. And you can actually see that they're putting a lot of effort. You don't even have to remind them anymore. They're actually doing that themselves. And it's because they are afraid to lose you to whatever behavior that is likely becoming more prominent, or they're afraid it will become prominent and destroy the relationship. And so let's wrap it up, and we'll summarize and we'll wrap it up, okay? They try and make you laugh to break the ice. They tell you they're trying. They ask you, or they notice that you're upset or quiet, and they ask you, do you want to discuss something? Are you mad at them? They noticeably get more emotional after a fight when there is something clearly romantically planned after. They clarify what they meant so that you don't get the wrong idea, and they start doing things that you have been asking them to do. I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.